Hello and thank you so much for clicking and for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, why not subscribe, leave me a like and of course leave any thoughts, comments and feedback that you have on this or any of the other videos that I've recently posted, because I love hearing from people. And to those people that have recently posted and commented on previous videos, thank you so much. That was really kind. I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible if I haven't already responded. But right here and now I want to talk about something that I'm sure we're all aware of, something that's happened, a story that broke a few hours ago concerning a new European Super League, or a proposed European Super League involving six clubs from England. That's Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, and of course Chelsea. Um, my thoughts thinking about this story haven't really changed since the story broke, and in fact, I've had the same thoughts that I've thought about about this proposed European Super League for a long time now. This is something that's been sort of this idea has isn't something new. This is an idea that I can remember reading about 20 years ago. About 20 years ago, I read about this idea, and it seemed ridiculous then. I was just a kid then. So think of it now. The fact that it's come full circle, and it's still something that groups, people with money, are trying to push is kind of ridiculous to me. But I'm not really surprised that this is happening with the amount of money in the game, with the kind of owners that the supposedly big six football clubs have in this country. Of course, Manchester United have the Glazers, and I have strong feelings about that. But this isn't just about Manchester United Football Club. This isn't about me feeling a sense of shame when I heard that United had signed off on this. This is much bigger than that. This is this is catastrophic, potentially catastrophic for English football, for world football in general. Football is a sport. Football is a competition. And if you are basically just saying that only a specific amount of clubs are allowed into this very exclusive club, this very exclusive league, then you are taking the element of competition away from the sport. And again, sport is built on competition. And, if you take away the pageantry of the Premier League, or the theatrics of players throwing themselves on the ground every 5 minutes, every time there's a little bit of physical contact, at its very heart, football is a sport. And it's it makes me very uncomfortable to think that the likes of Luton and the likes of Bournemouth and the teams like Scarborough, Scunthorpe, these teams are just not allowed into this club because they don't have the financial means to compete. And really, all you should need to compete. Yes, you need finance, but you need a talented group of players, and you need a talented coaching staff. And you need a good structure within your club. But those are the things that really you should need at a very basic level to compete. And so you should set out at the beginning of the season to think, right, our aim this season is to get to the playoffs or finish mid-table or whatever. Those should be your aims. And of course, not everybody can compete at the same level because they don't have the financial means. you know, and I understand that, and that is the sad reality of it. But also, that's part of the excitement. The fact that, as it happened a few years ago, Bristol City can play Manchester United in the League Cup and win. MK Dons can play Manchester United in the League Cup and win. Cheltenham early this season almost beat Manchester City. They went ahead 1-0. That's the stuff of dreams. That's the romanticism of the game that I certainly love. We love these stories. And yes, it's great when, if Manchester United get drawn against, Juventus in the Champions League, if United qualify, that is, or Juventus are in the Champions, that's an occasion, that's special. But I don't want to see it, every single year. And, if neither of those teams are really under threat of relegation, if it's just about turning up, playing the games, and then that's it, what's the point? You know, there should be stakes in the competition. You shouldn't be rewarded for failure. That's another frustrating thing. It's like if you finish bottom of the league, you have failed. You have failed. You have not met any of your objectives, but you'll get another opportunity next season. No, that's not the way that it should work. And this sort of elitism is something that has probably always been there, but over the last 10 years, with the money that has sort of flooded into the game, it does make you feel very uncomfortable, and it is a huge concern. And I think as a fan as well, you do feel like you're being priced out. Like I'm a Manchester United fan. I know how much it costs me to go to a game, so I try and go to as many games as I can over the course of the season. I can't afford a season ticket. I just can't do it. So I have a member's card. I have a membership, and I go to as many games as I can when I can afford it. But you see, sort of families going to the games. How much is it going to cost them? And this is like a big social thing as well. For families, they go together, and to me, are being priced out of the game. And now they've been priced out of the game even more than they sort of currently are. Because if you think about, if you go to like a club shop, you look at the price of a shirt, and it can be up to 60, £70. If you've got a family as well, if you've got children, you're not going to say, well, I'm getting a shirt, but you're not getting one. Of course you're going to buy one. And then you take everything else into account on the day of the game. It's expensive, but it's something you love, and it's something you love investing your time in. But I kid you not, I'll tell you now, what is going to happen is it won't just be, and this would be expensive anyway, it won't just be Manchester United playing Real Madrid at home and then Manchester United playing Real Madrid away in sort of a traditional league format. It's not just going to be Manchester United and Real Madrid in England and Spain. It's going to be Manchester United playing Real Madrid in Abu Dhabi, and then it's going to be Manchester United playing Real Madrid in Korea or somewhere, because they know that there will be fans out there that never get the opportunity to see these clubs play. They never get the opportunity to see these clubs play, but they'll see it as a marketing exercise. So then football, the sport, just becomes a marketing exercise. It just becomes an opportunity to expand the brand, to grow your brand, and that is damaging for the clubs that aren't in the league as well, because how are they gonna generate revenue? How are they gonna ever grow as a football club or get to the next level? You look at Everton, they're pushing for the top four. They want to be playing in Europe, but if that's taken away, if that opportunity is taken away, if there's no Champions League anymore, if those supposed elite teams, the top teams aren't in that competition anymore, then it diminishes the competition and Everton miss out. So this has a massive impact on football as a whole, and especially English football. And I just think there's a sort of arrogance as well. There's a sort of arrogance that comes with it, that it's just like saying, well, we're the biggest clubs in the world. We're the biggest clubs in the world. You don't belong. So you stay over there, you stay down here, and we'll always be up here. And how can the idea is that the team sort of lower down the league, or the team with less finances, can eventually beat or catch or overtake that team. Unfortunately, it's happened with my club, Manchester United. They've now dropped to the fourth richest club in the world, which isn't bad. But again, there's a drop off, and from winning trophies and titles year after year, suddenly they've gone from here and dropped, and Manchester City have sort of overtaken them, and that's happened. And now Manchester United are trying to sort of catch up. That's that's what happens in football. But the idea, the dream, I suppose, would be, well, Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, all these teams are here, Luton are here, and if you're a Luton fan, one day you might get to this point. Just using Luton as an example, any could be any club. That's the whole point. That's the fun. That's the joy of the game, and I feel like that has gradually been stripped away. We are not seen as fans or supporters. We are seen as customers. And it's been like that for a long time. And I tell you when it really hit me. I tell you when it really hit me. I'm not a massive fan of international football, but I went to watch England play Spain a couple of years ago after the World Cup because I thought, you know what, this is a young team. I want to see us play at Wembley. I don't get to go there very often because it's quite a difficult place to go to and it is expensive. But I thought, I've got a ticket. England are playing Spain, so I went there, and I felt like it was just an exercise to sell me as much stuff as possible. It was just an opportunity to make more money off me, and I was a customer basically. It was like your food was like £8-9 just for a slice of pizza, just for a bottle of Coke, 4 or 5. It was just ridiculous, and I started feeling like when I got inside Wembley again, the price is even higher. I just felt like I couldn't keep up. I couldn't compete with these prices. It was ridiculous, So I do feel like I'm treated more as a customer now than I am as a fan. It's more, and for a lot of people, it will become just sort of like a tourist exercise. These games in countries that you can't afford to get to. For the people that already live there, great. It's a day out. It's not really about the competition. It's not really about the trophy that's on the line. It's just about a day out, and then it becomes a bit of a novelty. And football should mean more than that. To me, who's a romantic, who loves the romanticism of the game, who loves the stories of the game, it should mean more. And I will say this now, shame on you. Shame on you if you allowed this to happen. And shame on my club. Shame on Manchester United. Shame on Manchester United. And I do not say that lightly because I love Manchester United. I've supported them for 26, 27 years nearly. And as I say, I've been very fortunate to see them be very successful. And now they're going through, by their standards, a difficult period. But that happens. But this is nothing to do with that. This is to do with elitism and these the owners of these clubs and the arrogance that they have, and in the knowledge that football fans will pay anything. They'll pay anything to see their club. Football fans are exploited, and they deserve more. We deserve more, and not me. I'm very fortunate with the club I support. I support one of these big clubs. I'm ashamed that they've been involved in these conversations, but I don't know. I don't like it. It makes me very uncomfortable, and as I say, shame on those clubs that participated in this. That's Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, Manchester City, and Manchester United. Shame on you, because you have sold us down the river for a project, for a pet project, and that pet project comes at the expense of English football. That comes at the expense of that money and that finance that the Premier League generates, that trickles down to those clubs, sort of in the lower leagues and the leagues below those in the Premier League. So I'm not happy. I think it's a disgrace. I think it's a dark day. if this does actually go through and this does actually happen. And you know what? They're talking about, UEFA talking about expulsion for those clubs from the English league. I'd be sad to see it happen, but that's what you deserve. That's what you deserve because you've not thought this through. All you've thought about is lining your pockets. You've not thought about the fans. You've not thought about the implication that this has on English football, and it's damaging, and it's a dark day, especially in the times that we live in. But I'm not happy. I feel uncomfortable, and really, what I should be talking about, is Leicester City's 1-0 win in the FA Cup semi-final against Southampton at Wembley. Leicester in the FA Cup final, they'll play Chelsea. I could be talking about Manchester United's 3-1 win over Burnley at Old Trafford, which takes Manchester United even further clear in second place, 10 points clear of Leicester now, who of course have a game in hand. I could be talking about another poor performance from Arsenal and Fulham's failure to seal 3 points in their bid to stay in the Premier League. But I'm not talking about that, am I? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a shameful proposed formation of a European Super League. Let me know what you think about these proposals. Leave your thoughts and comments below. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed, why not subscribe? Leave me a like. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all soon.